Hey guys, it's Bub here, and in this video we're taking a look at Windows 9, which is a custom-made ISO based on Windows Embedded 8.1 Industry Pro that is designed to bring the kernel of Windows 8.1 and the looks of Windows 7 together to create what ultimately should have been Windows 9. This was released actually quite a while ago, and it's been covered quite a few times, but I just want to take a look at it because I think it's a really interesting kind of product here that we're running Windows 8.1, but I mean it looks very much like Windows 7 just from the original first impression of it. So let's get into this. I already have it installed because the installation was basically like any typical Windows install. It ran straight through and brought us into the desktop. Now the out-of-box experience, because I didn't showcase that, was just the Windows 8.1 out-of-box experience to let you create a user account and things of that nature. Once it was created, we were brought into the desktop like any typical Windows installation. Starting off with the taskbar, we can see that by default our taskbar is set to the small taskbar buttons, but we can actually change that to the standard Windows 7 large taskbar buttons. But because they came with small buttons by default, we're going to leave them as small buttons. We have our start button, Google Chrome pre-installed. Then we have the File Explorer, as well as our system tray, networks, which brings up the full screen Windows 8 network, sounds, which is the Windows 8 sound, the clock, and the Show Desktop button. By default, we have our user folder on our desktop, as well as our computer, network, and recycle bin. The default wallpaper, I actually like this. It reminds me of like a default OEM wallpaper, like one of those from 2009. Taking a look in the start menu, we can see that all we have pinned is the Google Chrome launcher, which again, this did update itself actually. It was running Chrome 67, but now it's on 109, which is the latest version that Windows 8.1 supports. Taking a further look, we have Google Chrome Internet Explorer, which should be IE 11 or 12. IE 11, which is what came with Windows 8. We have PC settings, which does open full screen and really does, that's all I wanted to do, really does resemble, that core of Windows 8. We can see, yeah, we don't like that. We also have the Microsoft Store, which does, again, open in full screen. I believe they shut down the Microsoft Store, so unfortunately we can't even take a look at that anymore. Moving forward down the list, we have 7-zip pre-installed. Administrative tools, so this is your typical stuff. Maintenance is empty. Start apps, these two. Startup is empty. Typical Windows accessories. I believe the calculator still looked normal in Windows 8. I think Windows 10 is when they redesigned it. Ease of access as well as Windows System. Windows Defender opening, yep, okay. It had the updated icon. I wasn't sure if it actually was like the updated Windows Defender or not. So taking a look in the computer by default, we can see that we're using 44.1 gigabytes free of 59, so that's roughly 15 gigabytes that we're utilizing. First thing right off the bat is I really like the transparent window borders, but at the same time, notice how it's a rectangle. Notice how that the corners are squared off. That is the first thing that strikes me as different from Windows 7. I mean, obviously we know that the Windows 8 borders are square, which is why these are square, but the ones in Windows 7 are rounded. I'm not sure if I like it or not. I mean, I think it looks sharp, but it's just not what I'm used to. As we can see, it really resembles Windows 7. And I think Windows 8.1 is the perfect kind of OS to modify. Here we can see there's a whole bunch of custom themes, including the default Windows 8.1 theme, which just takes us back to like, your standard Windows 8 window borders. Yeah, you can see the theme, like this is just Windows 8 at this point. Now, the installed themes is where we really can start changing stuff, because these are like your standard Windows 7 themes that are supposed to bring Aero, but are not for some reason. If I switch back to this, oh no, I think we may have broke the operating system here, because our taskbar and our window borders is not working right. I'm going to set this to the Aero 8.1 square default, and I'm going to restart the system because that might bring it back. But I'm hoping I really didn't break it, because if that broke it, then that didn't take a lot. It was just a few clicks in settings and it quit working. So as we can see, this is like the default kind of login here. And bringing us back, I don't think that actually fixed it. Yeah, no, I think we screwed it up permanently. It doesn't look the way that it should. It doesn't look like Windows 7. It looks like Windows 8. But it has a level of transparency to it. Like, it has the Windows 7 transparency, but it doesn't look like Windows 7. Okay, now that we broke it, in my opinion, this is what Windows 8 should have looked like. It has that level of like modern arrow transparency. I do like that. I think this is what they should have done for Windows 8. As well as the same thing with the taskbar. It just has that arrow glass, like a modern arrow glass look. I do like it. But that's besides the point, because we actually broke the operating system. This was not supposed to happen. Oh, there we go. Changing it back to default changes it back to what it should be. Okay, so we're good. So can I change the background without actually breaking anything? If I want this to look like that, there we go. Just for fun, let's set it to this wallpaper. I haven't seen that wallpaper in quite a long time. So yeah, with that being said, let's take a look at the computer one last time. We can see this is Windows 8.1 Embedded Industry Pro. This is build 9600 of Windows NT 6.3. So with that being said, thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure to subscribe for new around here, as I do all kinds of different technology videos, including device restorations. And with that being said, there is one more thing I want to take a look at. I just remembered. What if I lock the computer? It's just your regular Windows 8 lock screen. With that being said, I'll see you all in the next one.